Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special Lorwyn Eclipsed Draft. Today we are joined by one of the best drafters in the world. You know him from YouTube. He's played on the Pro Tour. He's helped design Magic. He's a commentator. It's Paul Cheon. Welcome back to the channel.
Hey, hello. Well, it's good to be here. I'm excited to hop into another Lorwyn Eclipsed Draft video. I've been having a pretty good amount of fun figuring out all the archetypes.
Yeah, so you're having fun. Are you doing a lot of winning?
I am. I've been kind of floating around rank 4, rank 5 for a bit. I'm trying to go for rank 1, but then every time I do, I kind of fall back a little bit. So I've been kind of going back between, 5 to 10, but I'm close. My goal is to try to hit rank 1 before the Pro Tour starts, and so that Maria can brag about it on coverage.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of those things. I mean, whenever you hit rank 1, it's always kind of like a big fist pump for the entire like limited community. Everyone's like, yes, Paul got there,
Yeah.
because we get to actually like watch you play. So as you've been trying to climb up to the top, what decks are you liking? What strategies are you liking? How are you finding the format?
Yeah, so I think, for the most part, the most success you will have is if you kind of stick to the 5 primary kindred pairings. So there's, 5 main color combinations that you can do well in. I think the color combination that's seemingly the most successful right now is the Elves deck. I think I was sitting at something absurd, like a 76% win rate with Elves, where basically, I mean, the thing is, it's just, there's so much support for it. There's tons of good uncommons. I think this entire format is mostly shaped by the power level of the uncommons. You talk about the eclipse cycle of creatures, for example. Those are extremely, extremely powerful. But I feel like the elf decks, they're just a lot more consistent. And, you don't necessarily need the bombers to kind of, win games. The elf decks are capable of having really good aggressive starts, but it's got the ability to also really grind in the late game with cards like Morkant's Eyes. I mean, that's just one of my favorite finishers in
Yeah.
the elf decks, where I'm just like, oh, they have this in play. We're in turn 10. I can't win. Right.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there are cards, and it's an uncommon. So I've just been having the most success with elves. But Kit can also find if it's open. And I finally figured out how to draft the elementals deck. So I have been having a little more success with that as well, mostly because I think people seem to be avoiding that color combination more than maybe some of the other ones.
Yeah, I think Morkant's Eyes. It's one of those cards that looked like, oh, this might be a little derpy, and then it makes like 11 elves, and you're just like, yeah, this card's absolutely messed up. And then they buy it back with like one of the like things that gets back an elf from the graveyard, and you're just like, oh, this game is
Oh,
over. Just
yeah. There's so much recursion where when you put together a good elf deck, it almost feels like you're putting together a mini constructed deck where you have this deck that's got a bunch of creatures, but you're also milling yourself. But then you get to also pick up ways to kind of recur things out of your graveyard. Then you have things that care about cards in your graveyard. Talk about cards like Moon Vigil Adherence, right? One of the mythic uncommons in the set, that thing's like a 4-mana 10/10 trampler, right? But then
yeah.
you also have cards like the Morkan size that really just allow you to go over the top. So yeah, I mean, the elf decks have been super, super powerful, but I do think people are catching on. You aren't going to be seeing as many of the great uncommon elf payoffs, later on in a pack.
Yeah, and so you said you think the main 5 archetypes are the like main place to be. Have you had any experience with those off, like the ones that are more mechanical focused instead of like kindred focused?
You mean within the main kindred types, or
Like I
like
mean
the
like
red
the
white
other
deck?
5, like playing
Oh yeah.
like a vivid multicolor deck or
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
No,
blue black or something like that.
no. Every time I've tried, I crash and burn. I think I go maybe 4-3 at best. Like I had a blue black deck where I had 5 or 6 of the uncommon fairies with a bunch
Oh
of
my.
instants, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm doing it. I got it all." But the problem was I guess maybe it's a sizing issue where the fairies are just this, they're just not very efficiently statted, and I just got destroyed. Like I was like, if this deck doesn't do well, then there is something fundamentally wrong with this archetype. And I think
Mhm.
it's not even necessarily something is wrong with the archetype. It's just the main kindred pairs are just way more supported, right? You just get
Yeah.
access to so many more payoffs, signpost cards, where you're really handicapping yourself by going into black, white, or red, green, or blue, black fairies. And I think you can end up in those spots. I mean, you can have those situations where those two colors are extremely open. And I think the way that you end up in those off color pairings often is simply just bombs, where
Hmm.
let's say you open, I don't know all the names yet. I'll know for the Pro Tour, I promise. But let's say you open the Airdo, right? The Baneslayer Angel card,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you open a ridiculous black bomb in the second pack, and you're like, and you get a Reaping Willow on the wheel, and you're like, okay, well, I mean, I know I'm not going to have a bunch of good tribal synergies, but I do have two mythics that are black and white, and those are going to be the cards that I'm hoping to draw
Hmm.
every game and do well that way. But you just losing out on the ability to pick up one of those Eclipse cards is such a big. I mean, Eclipse Elf I think is a top 5 or 6 card in the format.
It's messed up. Yeah.
That's comparing it to all the rares and mythics. That's how spectacularly good those cards are, and not having the ability to take those cards really handicaps yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense. As we dive into the like waiting queue for the draft, are there cards that you think you like more than the rest of the world right now? Like there's like, oh, you see this card and you're like, oh, this is a great card, but I can wheel it because I like it, or a card that you're getting like sixth pick that you think should be going like third, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think with all the information that we have now with 17 lands data and all that stuff, I think it's a little bit harder. But a card that really surprised me that's been performing really, really well, and it's not really a secret anymore. Cards like Dawnhand Eulogist, right? You look at
Hmm.
that card and you're like, 4 mana, 3/3 menace mill. Okay, I see what it's doing, but you see a 4 mana creature on a 3/3 body, and you're like, oh, it's probably not that good. For the first couple of days, it was the best black common, which is kind of insane if you think about it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, cards like that. But there is a card that I really, really love that I've been doing super, super well with. And at this point, maybe some people think it's really good. Some people think they can get it a little bit later. But the card is Gathering Stone. That card looks like it
Oh.
might be a little bit too slow, but it's
Hmm.
actually just been absolutely incredible because a good deck is a deck that has 12 plus creatures of that creature type that you want, right? With the
Hmm.
combination of, elementals plus shapeshifters or what have you. And this card, you think it's a little clunky. It costs 4 mana, but the thing is, you get a lot of that mana back because of the cost reduction element of that card.
Hmm.
And that card has been doing a ton of work. And every single deck I draft, I just always want to have at least one copy of this card.
That makes sense. It sounds like it's almost a power level amplifier too, where if you draft a deck that's already good, the Gathering Stone makes your deck even better. Whereas if you draft a deck that's
Right.
kind of bad, then like you can't use Gathering Stone. So it's like make it
Exactly.
like draft your deck in a way where if you get Gathering Stone in pack 3, you'll be happy, and then even if you don't get Gathering Stone, you'll still have a good deck. Um,
Yeah.
seems like a good strategy. Okay, we're diving on in. Let's see what rares we get or what uncommons. Our rare is Steam Vent, so not really helping us out here. We also have Klakan Festival, Nameless Inversion, and then a bunch of commons. What do you like here?
Yeah, fairly weak pack overall. I think I'd probably be looking at Nameless Inversion or the Festival. I think
Mm-hmm.
both cards you can kind of defend. I prefer Nameless Inversion probably. I just love the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's a changeling spell too, and that actually matters when you draft the elf deck.
Yeah.
Where you can actually sometimes get this back out of your graveyard with various recursion effects like, the Morcant Loyalist or whatever, but just a really solid removal spell. Every now and then you can use it as a combat trick to finish off your opponents and they won't see it
Yeah.
coming.
Do you think that like the Black Red Goblins deck is a playable deck too? Because I know some players don't really like that deck. So like you could put this into an Elves deck, but it wouldn't go into the Goblins, whereas this goes into Merfolk or Kithkin pretty well. Does that factor in at all?
I think Goblins is probably considered the weakest of the 5 major kindred archetypes. You can still put one together. I don't necessarily look to go into that archetype,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously, if you're a Goblins deck, you're still going to play Nameless Inversion because it's a good
Right.
removal spell. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I get what you mean. I think starting out in white or green is the preference for a lot of people because that allows you to either go into like Merfolk, Kithkin, or Elves, which are considered 3 of the strongest archetypes. So I can see an argument made for maybe taking the festival. Like if we took the festival, we could have taken another festival here, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now that we see another festival here, we could still take it and just abandon Nameless Inversion, or I guess try to do Black White, but that's not the best. There's
Right.
Sizzling Changeling, there's Mist Meadow Council, Blossoming Defense. What do you like in this
Yeah,
deck?
yeah, I mean, I think you can go a lot of different directions here. I still try to figure out what I want to do with the uncommons here. You can certainly take the Klacken Festival or Blossoming Defense. I think both are defensible. The defense is maybe a little bit, it sets you up a little bit better because this is a card that's going to be good and also in, if you do end up in Kithkin, it's still going to be a fine combat trick, whereas the
Mm-hmm.
Festival is more a card that you want to play in mostly a Kithkin deck.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple of early picks. They're it's funny because in this set, like normally you take a monocolored card, it's very flexible, but here they're a little less so because there's certain decks we don't really want to draft. There's Moonlit Lamenter here, which is kind of a cool card in some strategies. Gut Splitter Gang. It's kind of an interesting pack here. Middle
Yeah,
power
kind of
level.
an interesting pack. There's just nothing that really calls out to me. The Moonlit Lamenter, I think, has the most upside. You can also maybe take something like an Evolving Wilds just to fix your mana, but I think it's kind of interesting to take the Lamenter and maybe see where this goes.
Yeah,
Do
Elementor's
some
even good even in like white deck that just has a couple of the like common removal spell that pacifies and they can blight one.
Yeah.
Spiral into something. I'm also not very good with card names, but like that,
Spiral
even
into
that little combo.
Solitude, I believe
Yep.
that's the
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the Pro Tour commentary.
There you go.
Knowing the names. But we have 3 different colors, 3 picks in. And now in this pack, there's a Seer, which could put us into a 4th color. There's Bogslither's Embrace. There's the Dawnhand Eulogist you were talking about.
Right.
Prisma Basher.
Yeah. So certainly Seer is probably the strongest card in this pack. It does put us kind of into a 4th color. You can also kind of maybe choose to play it safe and take something like a Burden Stoneback, and I don't know, maybe just like move into white somehow. The thing is, I'm not seeing a ton of green here. So you could yeah, I think it's between the Seer and the Stoneback here, and
Yeah.
I mean perhaps Goblins is something that we can end up in here, but yeah, 4 colors, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. I find that there's a lot of cards that are really strong for a particular archetype, so you get really rewarded for finding the right deck. Has that been your experience in this
Yeah.
set?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you always just keep an eye out on the uncommons and kind of see what you're getting past, because
Mhm.
that's really where people kind of gravitate their attention towards. And then you identifying the proper color combination, I think, is super, super important.
Yeah, like here I'm leaning towards Moonlit Lamenter or Mist Meadow Council. Those are the 2 cards that like seem like they might be the best for us.
Yeah. I think Moonlit Lamenter, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna pair with this, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of blue. But I mean, Moonlit Lamenter is fine here. I think you can take that here, and maybe we'll have a little bit of fun here. I mean, maybe we can end up in Merfolk, right?
Mhm.
It's certainly possible, but it's just I don't want to end up in red white. That's the problem.
Yeah, red white's a deck that I really don't want to draft. We could still play black
Yeah.
white, I guess. As I like to say, if the deck does well, it's all because you helped me draft a great deck. If it does poorly, it's clearly pilot error. So you're off the
Right.
hook either way.
So
Requiting
here
Hex,
there's
Tweeze.
there's a Requiting Hex if we want to do some black white stuff, unless we want to somehow pivot into Merfolk, and then maybe take a Meander's Guide here, for example. Wow, this is a rough place to be. Rough place to
Yeah,
be.
we haven't seen a single blue card. Like, I'm not even sure if like
Yeah.
bad, good, anything in between. We just haven't seen any of them.
We're seeing some goblin cards here. I mean, there is a world where
Mhm.
maybe that's something that we can do. There is
Yeah.
the Boggart Mischief. The problem is with the goblin deck is like you kind of need to get all the goblin uncommons, or else it
Yeah.
ends up being quite weak here. We took a Moonlit Lamenter over, I think there was like another like Bogslither's Wrath or something like that. Bogslither's Embrace.
Yeah, yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. So I mean, you can either take the Mischief. It's just like if you take the Stone back, you're putting yourself into a really, really rough spot here, because it doesn't look like Kithkin are super open, right? And we're not seeing blue cards. So then at that point, it's like, do we want to be in black white? So yeah, I do like this shift here, taking the Sourbred Auntie, and it looks like goblins are open, and that makes sense because it's the weakest of the 5 types. But if it's still open and you're getting a bunch of the uncommons, you can still put something decent together.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Moonlit Lamenter might even be a decent splash. I've found that Goblins plays out as kind of a mid-rangey deck that tries to like get a bunch of things in play and then slowly drain them out. I don't know if that's been your experience, but I've had a couple Goblins decks. And when I try to be too aggressive, it doesn't work out very well.
I think I had a goblin deck. I'm like, oh, this is what a goblin deck must look like, and then I just quickly went 0-3. So
Yeah, okay. So there's Berserker, Malice.
yeah, I mean, you can take the Berserker, I guess, if you just need. This is not something we're going to be looking to play, but we
Yeah.
can certainly take it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we have a couple of the Lamenters, and if we do pick up some blight effects, right, and some changeling wayfinders, we can maybe put something together where, wow, that's a super late timid shield bearer.
Yeah, we could play red white. We could just go for the
Yeah, I
full
just don't think
experiment.
that I mean, I just don't think that enchantment is particularly good.
Me
So
neither. I
yeah,
tried
it
it.
looks
I had-
exciting.
yeah. I had 2 copies of it in a deck. It was not good.
All
Gut
right,
Splitter Gang.
We can take the Gut Splitter Gang and see.
Man, the synergies between black, red, and white always seem so cool to me, and then I play a game where they kill the Moonlit Lamenter and all of my cards just fall apart. Well,
Right.
Goblins is open. This is like a
Okay.
key card for the archetype in my experience.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It just kind of helps you filter out your draws and all right. I mean, look, Goblins is definitely open here. It's more just a matter of can we get all the goodies passed to us in over the course of the next few packs.
Yeah. Here there's Moon Shadow. I've never played this one. Mythic Rare. There's Nameless Inversion #2. Hovel Hurler.
Yeah, I would probably lean towards one of the two cards. I haven't played Moonshadow as much either. This works really well when you are blighting and sacrificing things,
Mm-hmm.
and I it's probably worth it to try out here. I mean, the way I look at it is Rakdos is going to have a lot of removal. You're just
Right.
going to have a lot of removal, so it's better to just try to take some quality level creatures, and I think the Moonshadow has some pretty good upside.
Yeah, it seems cool to try too. Also, like Mythic Rare, you never know. But like, I feel like when you like blight away these 1/1s, you're pretty happy with having like
Yeah,
a
and it's
Moon
just like
Shadow.
slowly growing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
And
Is
might
it
as well
from
try it.
anywhere?
Yeah, I think so.
So if there's a self-mill element, oh, okay, well, this one's easy.
Emptiness.
Little emptiness, little emptiness.
I
Okay,
have not.
all right.
I haven't played with this card yet, but it's pretty messed up when you just read it. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The black effect is of course stronger. I mean, obviously, if you can do both, that's great. But just being able to go black, black, kill something, or 6 mana, 3/5, kill something is obviously great. So I think
yeah.
that's
I
pretty
think,
nice.
and getting past that is a good sign for us as well. We like Changeling Wayfinder. We could just go like get into a white splash, and if we end up with a couple white sources casting it for both modes, it's on the table potentially.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, if we we anything in the Mardu color combinations right now, we're not ruling anything out. I feel like we're
Yeah,
probably going to be goblins, but hey, if we get past a Baneslayer Angel, then maybe that's what we do.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so now there's Adept Water Shaper, which is just kind of a irritating card to play against. Hovel
Yeah,
Hurler. Um, yeah, those are the main
yeah.
two options. I feel like.
I think probably I prefer the Hovel Hurler because whichever color combination we end up in, it's going to be a fine top end way to kind of close out the game, right? Like if
Hmm.
we end up in white black or red black, you're going to be playing the Hovel Hurler and be relatively happy about it.
Yeah,
So, whereas I guess if you're definitely white, then we can take the Water Shaper and have it be okay.
yeah. I don't think white is going to be one of our like main colors, regardless. I feel like
Right.
black, red, maybe splash a white card is like our best situation currently.
Exactly.
Ooh, Blight Rot.
Yeah, just fine removal spell. Just
Yeah,
you got to kill some creatures here. Would love to see some more kind of goblins based
yeah,
payoffs here, but we are
yeah.
not seeing anything right now.
The thing, have you ever played with Doran?
I haven't, but I'm sure it's awesome, right? Like it's a
Uh,
5/10,
yeah, it's a
right?
5/10. It also cares about gaps between power and toughness, like in general. So if you have a 3/1, it attacks with +2/+2 as a 5/3, which I did not realize. Um,
Oh, that doesn't feel very flavorful to me
it doesn't.
because
It didn't to me either.
I feel like Doran has always been about caring about toughness. Okay.
Yeah, Doran's always been about toughness, but that one just doesn't, and so I wanted to shout that out because
Okay.
it's a
Fair
factor.
enough.
There's Sourbread Ante #2. There's Feed the Flames.
Yeah, I
There's
imagine
Spiral.
this is an anti most likely. Goblins wants to kind of go wide, do a lot of blighting,
Yeah.
generate some value, burn out your
Hmm.
opponent, blight two onto your Moonlit Lamenter if we can somehow get the mana fixing.
Yeah, I feel like Sourbread Ante is one of the best uncommons for the Goblin deck. It just flies under the radar because people don't like drafting the Goblins deck.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of uncommons that are good. We just need to get them passed to us, and right now we're not getting any of it. Like we need, the Eclipsed Boggart. We want the 2 mana 2/3 Death Touch creature. There's a bunch. We just
Yeah,
it feels like maybe at least in pack 2 we're not going to get it. But I
yeah.
feel good about pack 3.
Do you want to take Elder Ante or do you want to take the Impolite Entrance?
I don't think you'll ever play the Impolite Entrance, so I guess you can
Yeah.
take the on.
The only reason I was thinking about this card was because yesterday I was just theory crafting and I was like, if I play Bone Club Berserker and then give it Trample and Haste, I'll hit them for like 14
Oh, you
damage.
can combo. Wow, that's a late Eclipsed Marrow, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
taking Crystal Glutton here.
Yeah, I think Gristle Glutton's like the best goblin for the goblins deck almost. I had a deck like because you just end up with spots where you just like have a couple of these in play and just like churn through your deck. And I don't know if
Right.
you've played the 2 mana enchantment that like does 2 damage to your opponent if you put a counter on your guy.
I've lost to it.
I lost to it when Mike Sigrist played it against me in the early access event, and so I was like, I'll
Mm,
maybe try this card. But I played it once
sure.
and it was like I had a couple Gristle Gluttons, and it was just like, okay, my opponent just is in so much pressure.
Right.
I guess we'll just take the red card because
Yeah, Goatnap is a really weird card because there's just no actual sacrifice cards. I mean, we can take it. It's just,
yeah.
you know what I mean? There's no like, everything is like a vivid effect. I would take the 2-drop. Like, obviously, you don't want to play it, but
Yeah.
mostly just like a curve thing. If somehow we just don't quite end up getting there on playables.
Yeah, exactly. I found that like the Bone Club Berserker is like a giant creature, but it's like doesn't have the same like value as something like an Anti, and we already have plenty of 4-drops.
Right. It was mostly a curve pick than anything.
This would be a really good Movement Lamenter deck, I have to say. If we could get some fixing to get this guy in here, like we have a lot of Blight cards. It would be like a must-kill threat.
The mana is kind of rough here. I feel like the only way this would work is we would need to pick up like a Changeling Wayfinder, an Evolving Wilds, and possibly a Foraging Wickermaw, right?
Yeah.
Then we're talking. But right now we have none of those, so might be tough.
Yeah. Boldweir or the Combat Trick.
Probably Combat Trick, probably. Well, whatever. Either or.
I don't think we're playing either one really.
No.
The other problem with Moonlit Lamenter is you kind of want to be heavy that color. Oh my gosh, this card's so messed up. I don't know if you played it.
I got that third pick in a draft once. Pack 1. I was like, wait a sec. And then my opponent. I remember the first time my opponent played this. I'm like, oh, it's what is it? Remember in Final Fantasy, Absolute Virtue?
Oh yeah.
But it's actually
like the game can't end. Yeah,
literally just you can't do anything. So
yeah, I got this 5th pick at F&M in Pack 2, and that was pretty. It won me my draft. Anyway, so we see.
I think we can either consider the Wickermaw or the Blight Rod. If we just want to stay 2 colors, we can just take Blight Rod because it's always going to be a fine removal effect. I think. Yeah. I actually don't. I think it's very unlikely that we end up splashing the white, just given what we have here.
I agree. I was also going to say that the thing about Moonlit Lamenter is you kind of want to have a lot of white mana so you can like play this and activate it in the same turn or do a bunch of those things. And I think we'll be able to, if we just build like a deck like this, it should be pretty reasonable. Here there's Tweeze probably.
Yeah, just
I like Tweeze.
Yeah. I like it a good amount as well. And that is the thing though. Like, there's so much rummaging that you can do in this format. Like, you have to be very mindful of which lands you play. And also how many lands you keep in your hand, right? At some point, you're like, oh, I could draw a Tweeze. I better hold a land in my hand. And that's just something that you have to continue to remind yourself of because you want to get that rummage effect.
Yeah, exactly. I think our deck, this is like 23. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Eclipsed Boggart, nice. In the same pack as a 4-mana 10/10, but yes.
Yeah, well, you know what? 3-mana 2/3 draws you a card is pretty good too.
Yeah, we're still happy with that. I feel like this deck is pretty decent. What is your thoughts on Burning Curiosity? Have you played this card?
So admittedly, I haven't drafted goblins a ton. So I haven't played it because this is the type of card, like usually when you're elementals, you don't need an effect like this because the elementals decks has plenty of ways to draw cards. You have the unexpected assistance, you have Kolrath Zealots. So I haven't played it there. I feel like it's probably much better in goblins.
Yeah.
So, it's maybe something that you're okay playing a copy of if you're playing the goblins deck.
Yeah. Elf maybe. There's also Wayfinder.
I think we just need 2 drops.
These cards are gonna wheel.
Yeah, and Elf is just a total. Like, look at our 3 drops. I mean, we're probably not playing Goatnap.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure about the Chaos Spewer, the Bounty, or the Reckless Ransacking, but
yeah.
But the elf is always gonna be. Yeah.
I think this is a card. Wary Farmer has been. It's like from where I thought it would be to where it is like the biggest gap probably in the set for me. Like, that card has been an absolute and like really hard to beat.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you like, I played a Kithkin Mirror where my opponent had 2 of those in play and it was kind of an even game. I was just like, I know I'm going to lose this game, right? Like, they're just going to play a creature and they're just going to draw action for the rest of the game. So yeah, I mean, I think between that and the Crossroads Watcher, it's kind of close if you're Kithkin aggro. But I think the Reluctant Downguard is like a very, very distant third place between the 3 common creatures you can play that's in green and white.
Ooh, we get the Lasting Tarfer. I honestly think this card's pretty reasonable in this sort of deck. We have a lot of ways to put counters on things.
So we have a couple of Gristle Gluttons.
We have 2 Sourbreds, 2 Gut Splitter Gangs. We got...
Okay.
I mean, it's between that and another Glutton.
Does it trigger off of counters you remove or just add?
Just add, but you can trigger it on your opponent's turn. So, like, you can do something like put a counter on during my turn by playing like a Sourbread Ante and then use Gristle Glutton on my opponent's turn. It does 4 damage per cycle then.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I was just wondering if it works with Moon Shadow, but it doesn't.
oh, that would be sick. It will work
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you play Moon Shadow, um,
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
which is definitely relevant. Okay.
All right, there it is. I mean, that's what we were talking about, right? We wanted like goblins was clearly open in pack one. It felt like because we passed a lot of goblins in pack one, we probably put the person we were passing to into goblins for the second pack, which is why we didn't really get as many of the payoff cards.
Yeah, I think our deck ended up like as far as Goblins decks goes, I think we have a lot of the cards we'd want. Um,
Yeah.
and we have some good sideboard options as well. Like we don't have the main deck requiring Hex potentially, but we could sideboard it in or
Yeah,
um
I mean, especially because we have a lot of little creature removal. I mean, it's still probably fine, but it just depends on what we're looking. Oh, I guess we have room to cut a card.
yeah, we have a couple of rooms to cut card.
Possibly.
We have plenty of sideboard options like yeah,
Yeah.
Barb Blood. We could put in a combat trick randomly, but yeah. These Gristle Glutton coming back is perfect. I
Yeah,
love this card.
I mean, especially if we're going to try to make that lasting tar fight. I mean, I assume we're maybe not going to play the Boggart Prankster. That doesn't feel like what the Goblins deck is trying to do.
Boggart Prankster. Yeah, I don't think we're Boggart. I think Boggart Prankster is honestly like one of those like almost a trap for goblins in a way.
Trap card, right? You're like, Goblins attack, beat down. It's like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a goblins deck yesterday. It was like the only like I've only drafted goblins a couple times too, and it was like very similar to this deck in that it had like one Boggart Mischief, one Tarfire, and then you just get to a spot where your opponent's taking 2 damage anytime a goblin dies.
Right, right. All
Okay.
right.
So immediate thoughts on
Dream
cuts.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Dream
sense.
Caesar, probably the Berserker.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Brambleback Brute?
I've had okay experiences with it. Just because when you get into a late game spot where you're just like you have like it helps you stop flooding out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you like use Gristle Glutton and then remove the counters, use Gristle Glutton and remove the counters. Um,
Okay, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
will though I will say the thing that we also have a Hovel Hurler which does that as well, which is probably doing it better.
Yeah, yeah.
I as one thing when I had Gristle like this kind of engine going, I often would have the Gnarlbark Elm, the 3-mana guy that like can remove 2
Oh,
counters to
Gnarls
give them.
Barkley? Yeah,
That card's
that's a
really
good
good
one.
with this sort of synergy package, but I'm down to remove one
Yeah,
of these maybe.
we're on what, 8 removal spells right now?
We have 2. This is kind of removal. Seer is removal. Nameless Inversion.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have a lot of little stuff removal. Like I can see cutting the Requiting Hex, I suppose. Normally it's not really a card you would consider cutting, but we have so many just ways to kill little things
Yeah.
where, like I can see it maybe, like Cinder Strike can kill something big. It can get a 2-for-1 with the Boulder Dash, right? So I feel like maybe this is a decent play. Yeah, I mean, cutting a removal spell certainly makes some sense here, just because we have so many of them.
What are
So
your thoughts on 16 versus 17 lands for? I mean, our deck is pretty cheap. I think we have like one big guy. We have all these gluttons to get rid of extra lands, I guess. But
yeah, and the Boggart can try to get us a land. Are you trying to fit that Brambleback Brute back in there?
yeah, I was. I don't even think it's necessarily that good. Like because Hovel Hurley does the same thing. I just like having at least
Right.
like 1 or 2 cards that can remove counters, so that if I get to a late game with
Yeah,
like Glutton plus
no,
1.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think what's our color spread here?
We
Just
are a little bit heavier red.
pretty but fairly even. Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, I don't necessarily hate going. I guess you can play the Brute and go
mm.
8 and 8. Or I wonder if the Brute, if because again, I don't draft the Goblins deck as often. Like how good is Gut Splitter Gang in this type of deck?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, it doesn't
Like
seem
it's
that
big,
good. It
right?
is
Like, but
big.
like we can't really go crazy by blighting 2 onto things, can we?
No, we don't have those synergy pieces.
So yeah, I wonder if it's better to just play an extra 3-drop there
Yeah, give
and
ourselves an extra little bit of an out.
play the 1, right? Just to have a big hitter, but perhaps the Brute is a little bit better here as a mana sink and also a way to have it ditch counters when you're putting it on with the Gristle Glutton.
Yeah, that seems pretty decent. Honestly, I mean, I feel like, and I can always side this in during the games when I'm playing to see if I think I need a giant creature, but,
Right.
like,
And
I
the
don't
Requiting
think,
Hex you can bring in too against
yeah,
like the Kithkin decks.
exactly. This is so annoying for Kithkin to beat. It's like, oh my gosh. I feel like it would be
Right.
kind of funny to do Goat Nap and then, like, just, like, put a bunch of -1/-1 counters on the creature before giving it back, but that's just so hard to set up that I don't think it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just the Requiting Hex is probably Yeah. Okay. No, no. You know
Yeah,
what?
seems like a
This
sweet
this
deck.
probably looks good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like a solid mid-range deck, and we do have, like just being able to. Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. I think just
Eight
being able to.
goblins.
Yeah. I mean, oh, we have 8 goblins.
Eight
I guess.
goblins and
How good
one.
is the mischief?
Yeah, how good is Mischief? Probably mid. We cut a couple of our
Is
goblins.
it? Could I read the mischief again? It's
Yeah,
it's blight one, make 2 goblins, right?
yeah. And when one of them
Okay.
dies, do we drain them?
I mean, that's
Hmm.
that's that's still probably okay.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
always change because these things make multiple bodies of goblins. So we play that we make 3 goblins.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the question is just like, are there any other goblins that we can jam into the deck? And it's not like we have a
Oh yeah.
ton.
Yeah, we could put this guy in. He's probably gonna be pretty big. We could put this guy back in. Um
Okay.
Brute might end up getting cut in the long run as I try things. Boulder Dash is
Yeah.
a card
Yeah.
I tried and it doesn't always like kill things. Like 2 damage doesn't always kill what I want it to kill.
Yeah.
But
But then when it does, like sometimes you
yeah,
can just, like if you
like
ever,
annihilate them.
yeah, if you ever just get 2 things with that thing, the thing is, the way is like, you just, sometimes you're going to just kill one thing and that's okay. Right. You still dealt
Yeah.
1 damage to them and you're still kind of pinging them. But I think just the upside
Hmm.
makes it from like average removal spell to basically the card is like it can be a C to like a B, right? Or a B plus,
Hmm.
depending on whether or not you can get 2 things with it. And I
Yeah.
think the upside's certainly worth.
Well, thank you so much for helping us draft this awesome deck. Where can folks find
Yeah.
more of your stuff? I'm sure they've already watched your stuff before, but yeah, where can they find you?
Yeah, so I post daily draft videos on my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@haumph, Haumph. And yeah, so I just basically do the exact same thing that we did here. We just, I just do daily draft videos of the newest set usually. And then when people get sick and tired of that, I try to transition over to a little bit of Cube until the next set comes out.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Paul. All of your stuff will be linked in the description. And I'll be battling this in the game, so stick around for that, folks. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons supporting my channel and my work at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you have been enjoying my videos and you'd like to support my mission to make draft accessible for people of all skill levels and gain access to some cool bonus content like my card-by-card tier list and format document, then Patreon is the place to go. Special shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It makes a tremendous difference. And without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round one. We've got our sweet Goblins deck. We'll keep this hand. Hovel Hurler will be good. We've got a lot of red sources, which is definitely what our deck's looking for. Okay. So, would we rather... I think we'd rather use our Iron Shield Elf and discard some lands to trade with the Scarblade Scout, rather than use Nameless Inversion, because we have so many extra lands right now. Okay, are they digging for a land or a creature? Lorwyn could be pretty decent if they have lands already. Makes me glad that I kept this Nameless Inversion. Pitiless Fists will be good to know about for game 2. So far, we are not drawing well. That is one of the things about this sort of deck, but we do have a lot of Gristle Gluttons, so... And as we're getting into this game, I do want to say thanks again to Paul for coming on as a guest. He is a great player, and it's always cool to hear his insights on the format. Definitely check out his stuff. I'll link it in the description. Sometimes I like to hype up my guests, but sometimes if they're on the chat with me, they can get a little... Not self-conscious, that's the wrong word, but they don't like being like flattered or whatever. But yeah, he's a great player, and he's always great to have him on. So, yeah. This Iron Shield Elf doing some major work. We would love to draw a Gristle Glutton right about here. Goes with this Hovel Hurler. We're going to be very patient here. We could play this, but the 2-1 and the 2-1-1s wouldn't do anything. But if we put the counters onto the Hovel Hurler, then we can remove them and start hitting them with this thing for 5 every turn. Okay, I see how it is. Oh, gosh. It's so sad that we have to kill this. But it's so sad. It's such a good card. Yeah, they get back the Lewin. Luckily, we found another kill spell for it. Oh, gosh. Champions of the Perfect just messed up. Okay. Okay. So we attack. They can't kill it. Definitely in trouble here. Because we've got trouble right here in River City. This card's messed up. That could be good in a second. Okay. The Boggart Mischief is looking amazing in this spot. Here's where we hope they don't have a creature to go with this Champions of the Perfect. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is going to go very badly very quickly. Oh, no. Okay. So we do this. Send our guy to the skies. And end turn. I think we can win this game. All of our goblins dying will drain them for 1. We have 3 more goblins here. We can kill off our 1/1s at will with this guy. Like, this is what Goblins does. It gets to a point where it doesn't care about cards. It just cares about dealing some damage. It's mostly about whether they find a kill spell for this Hovel Hurler. Because if I can get 1 more hit in with my Sourbread Ante, I think we got them. Okay. Okay. So I can buff up this so I can hit for 5, 8 in the air. That's a great draw. Oh, great draw. Use this to kill their Scarblade Scout. So I can hit them for 5. 8. I definitely want to hit them for 5 here. Then I could play the Boggart Cursecrafter. And the Sourbird Ante, maybe? No, I can't play all 3 of these. The lifelink on these guys is kind of annoying. If I kill this Scout here, that could be good enough. I'm just trying to stop him from gaining life here. I guess discarding the Cursecrafter is not really what I wanted to do, but better than letting them gain 3. Ooh, that's a great draw anyway. Sure. Sure. Okay, so we got them. They don't have any reach creatures. Boom! Well, that was a spectacular win. Wow. What do we want here? Probably Requiting Hex could be okay against their lifelinking guys. 6/6s hit pretty hard in the matchup. This guy could hit pretty hard. Goat Nap taking this guy. No, that doesn't do tons. Does anything seem particularly bad? That was a pretty spectacular win, I must say. We don't have any good answers to the Champion of the Perfect. We just have to kind of defeat them before it becomes a factor. They have a good number of 2-drops, though, and some really good ones. So I think we do want the Requiting Hex. And then maybe we cut Tweeze. Or like Blight Rot. Do we see any 4 toughness guys? No. That's a 4 toughness guy. Chomping Changeling in the main deck is kind of wild. Yeah, I think we want to get rid of... Do they have any 1 toughness? I don't see a single 1 toughness creature, so we're going to cut the Boulder Dash. Because we want to have the chance of getting a 2-for-1 with Boulder Dash. They might have some 1 toughness stuff, but it's pretty inefficient as a 2-mana deal, too. Okay, we'll keep this. So we'll play this guy. If they attack, we can discard like Cinder Strike if we want. Sure. Okay. Sure. Dawn's Light Archer. 2/1 lines up well against that. I think I'd rather have a 4/3 than extra 1/1 here. Okay. I'll take the hit here. I think I want to Blight Rot this thing. Cool. Okay, that could be okay. Death Touch is okay. The contrast between this card and this card is shocking, but that's how it goes. There we go. That's a good draw. Eventually they're going to draw their Morkant's Eyes and I'm going to lose. Because they haven't milled it. What are they trying to get back here? Sure. They're getting Nameless Inversion or something? Yep, they do get Nameless Inversion. Got a little bit of an engine going. I feel like they probably want to kill Brambleback Brute or Gristle Glutton. That's unfortunate. You hate to see it. Sure. Here's hoping they don't top deck something here. That was good for us. Really good for us. Okay, we're cooking. Getting this thing off the board was a huge win for us. No, more Can't Eyes. That's tough. Okay. We go to 1. This is tough. Gosh darn it. We needed like one more turn cycle of them not having more Can't Eyes because the 8/1/1s were too much for us at that point in the game. What a bummer. We could bring in Dream Caesar. Gosh, we even got rid of this guy. That's so brutal. The more Can't Eyes. I think our deck configuration is pretty decent. Could bring in this guy as a big creature. We haven't seen a lot of removal spells. Yeah, let's just run it. The 4-mana 6/6 might be a decent attacker, but man, their deck is pretty messed up. They've got some really good cards that are really hard for us to beat in the late game. We'll keep this. If we draw 1 land, we get our Boggart going. They've had a 2-mana 2/2 lifelink every game to start, so hopefully they don't do that again. Well, at least now we know it's coming. Losing out on Hovel Hurler is a big deal here. Let's take the land. They have their 4/2 maybe. Okay, Midnight Tilling. Sure. I guess I should have done like taking the mountain instead of the swamp here. Still can't block. Boom. Looks like we got him. The lasting tar fire dealing all this extra damage. They could have the destroy target enchantment card too. Boom! That was clutch. That was a clutch victory. Whew. Nicely done, deck. Nicely done. Oh my gosh. Hard fought for sure. My gosh. Getting it done. Man, that thing did like 2, 4. We did like 8 damage with that 2-mana enchantment. Pretty cool. Okay, this is a mulligan because we don't have our colors, sadly. I mean, just not enough lands, really. We just need one more land for this to be keepable. Gristle Glutton does help with keepable hands. We'll keep this. Ditch a swamp. Ooh, playing against blue-white, maybe. Let's play the Curse Crafter. It'll be able to chip in for some damage, potentially. And, it blocks, so we can keep our life total a little higher. Okay, max punished, of course. If we draw a mountain, we can play this and this in the same turn. Yeah, okay. We'll miss out on 2 damage from this thing triggering, but we can still block this guy. I'm feeling pretty good about this game. I think we can win this. Okay, that's not particularly worrying. Liminal hold number 2. Okay, okay. I see you. I might ditch the lasting tar fire with the Gristle Glutton. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. I need to find a kill spell for this. Like, I want to cast Emptiness. This guy can block here, maybe. This guy will deal 5 to me. It's where I really hope they don't have anything to do and they just use Timid Shield Bearer and attack me. Looks like they might do that. They're hovering it. That's huge for me. Okay, we could win this. No longer can we win this, I don't think. Jeez Louise. Why is it every time I play winnowing, I'm in like... Oh, I should have discarded this thing in response. Yeah, I should have discarded this. Yeah, that could lose me the game for sure. Okay, 20-2. I have a 4-5. They have 2 cards in hand. This game's not looking good. Winnowing's good to know about. My gosh. I should have discarded that mountain, though. Okay, they got me. Okay, winnowing. What can I do about that? Maybe I bring in Dream Caesar. Maybe I bring in Requiting Hex. Cut the Gut Splitter Gang. Do I have any random types? I mean, I do have some, but like I don't want to. I can't play around winnowing completely. So I cut a Gut Splitter Gang. I think I might cut Lasting Tarfire as well. Boulder Dash seems like it could do. I haven't seen a single 1 toughness creature. I'm going to cut it. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? If I'm cutting a 4-drop, I think I need to bring in an extra spell. Maybe I'll bring in the 1-use only Blight too. 5-4 is still pretty big. Not that I want to go all in on it. Because they have 2 liminal holds. Oh no, please don't kill Glutton. Oh no. Okay. So Glutton's going to start putting counters on the Spewer. Get rid of these extra lands. Also, this card's a terrible include against the bounce guy. Not my best sideboarding choice, probably. Okay. Okay. Are they stuck on blue mana is the question. Okay, that has to die. Wrong order, I know, but yeah, I should have attacked first. The fact that there's not really a blue instant for 1 mana, it's like, yeah. I mean, this card's working out, but I still think it's a bad sideboard choice against a lot of their cards. Nice. Okay. I think we're going to win this game, he says very confidently. Sure. Okay, the deal 2, deal 1 all of a sudden is looking a lot better. Okay. Game 3, here we go. Oh, they have Winnowing, they have a bunch of those guys. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Boulder Dash again. I'm taking out the Chaos Spewer. I kind of want the Bone Club Berserker, and I'm kind of tempted by the Elder Auntie. Try the Bone Club Berserker. Maybe I cut the Iron Shield Elf because it's a unique type. And they have a bunch of like 1 toughness, like 1/1s. I do kind of want to bring this guy in. But I'll keep him on the sidelines. Okay. Here we go. Berserker just seems like it could hit them pretty hard. And a 2/4 seems like it lines up well against a lot of random like stuff. Though maybe that's incorrect. Okay, we can keep this. I really don't love Gravgill, Scoundrel. Gravelgill. We have a lot of kill spells. Some good spot removal here. This is actually a great draw for me here. Sure. Nice. I don't think I need to use this for a little bit. Sure. We can kill that at will. So they have 3 mana up. They could be holding up Counterspell. They could be holding up +2/+1 for 2 guys, which I never see. They could be holding up +2/+2, which I also don't really see. They could be holding up +1/+2. They could be holding up Glamour Gifter. Run away together, but I haven't seen that. Beautiful. Play my land for now, because I want to play this into one of these probably next turn. And Winnowing does nothing against me right now, which is huge. And I want to be in a spot where if all my creatures die, they lose to this, so I can just start killing my own creatures with the Goblin. Okay. Okay, so they have 1 blue up, so that can't be anything. Unless they're, like, casting a Convoke Draw spell or something. Okay, drain them again. I'll just hold up my kill spells. Might as well. I mean, I kind of almost have them already, because I can deal 3 to them directly. And then if all these creatures die... So they take 4, go to 5, 1 from this dying, and then I can kill off one of my own guys. So I send them to, they go to 5, 4, 0. Yeah, okay, we got him. Nicely done, deck. Bob's your uncle. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Another close match, another sweet victory, and Goblins have a chance to get to the finals. Classic Cheon Goblins, as they call them. What a win. We battled back, losing game 1 pretty brutal fashion. And then we managed to win the next couple. Gotta be said, pretty proud of that performance. I think this is kind of exactly how Goblins wins. Like, it looks like it's not doing much, but it's just got a lot of implicit pressure on your opponent's life total because, like, just think about some of the games we've won. Our opponent drew like 10 extra cards with their champions, and we didn't care because damage was all that mattered, and they couldn't kill our little engine pieces. Spot removal is definitely at its best against Goblins. Okay, we mulligan, sadly. Okay, we keep this. Our first time seeing Moonshadow in the opener. Let's ditch a swamp, because if we draw any land, we can get Boggart down and then play Sourbird Ante, and then we don't really care about lands after that. Okay. Come on, big time land here. Beautiful. Okay. We just want to guarantee play this next turn. Two, 3 for 4, 2 is a good trade for me, especially because it grows this guy. We don't want to do that right now, though. If we were going to do that, we'd want to do that pre-playing this. And this is a better trade on defense anyway. Oh, they're missing lands. Interesting. Now if they double block, we can blow them out. And this thing only cares when permanent cards go to the graveyard, so it doesn't count tokens. Okay. I don't know why they would have double blocked, though. Yeah, this is just what we wanted. Okay. And this thing does have Menace. We'll keep that in mind. Sure. A little bit of synergy there. Oh, they have another one of the Changelings, wow. I don't really need to draw that. So they have 5 cards in hand. I got a pretty decent board state. This thing, if it resolves, is going to win me the game. I'm liking our spot here. Okay. Sure. No, I misclicked. I did not mean to attack with this guy. Whoopsie daisies. Whoopsie daisies. So if all 5 of these goblins die, I win. If they all hit them, I win. So it's kind of a tough spot for them. And this is why you don't accidentally tap your Crystal Glutton. Luckily, it won't matter. We got lucky. Okay. So we got game 1. We're playing against blue-red elementals. They have a snakeling. They have a few early goblins. 2-mana deal 2 seems like it can kill a lot of stuff. They don't have a ton of 2-drops to kill, though, so I don't really want the removal spell here. Dream Caesar. I don't think I can really fight them on the card advantage axis, but could try it. Definitely don't want to bring in this guy. We learned that from the other match where I was like, oh gosh, if it gets bounced, I'm in trouble. I'm tempted to bring in Dream Caesar, but I don't think I want to. I think we'll just run it back. We're up a game. Could win the championship. Okay. This is a keeper, I think. No early plays, but some good defenses. And they don't have blue mana. Interesting. We'd rather play the Iron Shield Elf, I think. Could have also nameless inversioned this. Okay. That's the only time I've ever seen someone play Spell Snare. Okay. Sure. I'm going to ditch the Gut Splitter gang. I don't really want it here. Gosh, Boulder Dash. You would have been so good in a second ago. That's a good card. Unfortunate. Yeah, this game's over. Yeah, we just didn't get to play our cards enough early. Sure. Okay. We're just going to let that guy die. We want to keep all the cards in our hand for now. Hmm. Yeah, this is not going well. We'd gotten off to a better start. We maybe could have done something here. Like these cards could have done some shenanigans. Okay. Game 3. Let's hope for a good opener. What do we want? We need some all our early interaction probably. I don't think making them discard cards is going to win us the game. Gut Splitter Gang has felt a bit lackluster. Maybe bring in Dream Caesar. Okay. Ugh. Maybe Gut Splitter's better on the play. Okay, we'll keep this. We really want to top deck a 2-drop. No. Well, this game's over. Gosh darn it. Our hand got, yeah, no help from our first draw step. It would be funny if they had Spell Snare. This card's pretty great. So now we can block the Flitterwing. This hand just didn't come together, unfortunately. Sometimes it happens like that. It's such a shame to win the first game of the finals and then lose. Oh my gosh. That's just how it goes sometimes, though. I mean, we kept a 4-land hand, and we've drawn all lands so far, so. Oh no, we drew one spell, but yeah, we're getting owned here. Yeah, and then I'm playing badly. That was a mistake. I could have hit them for 1 extra point of damage here. And every point matters when you're playing a Boggart Mischief deck. Yeah, the game's over anyway. I don't have any ways to kill a 6/5 really either. If I'd drawn the Blight Rod earlier, I think I would have been a little bit better, because I could have either stopped him from drawing from this or killed this guy. I don't think I can ever mulligan that hand, though. That's the problem. It's just I've only drawn 2 spells this game. Ending not with a bang, but with a whimper, as they say. Kill their flyer. And now we wait. We could top deck our way out of this, maybe. Looks like they're drawing a lot of lands. Any Blight card I draw lets me Blight onto this and then attack them. Ugh. I do wish they were at 10 instead of 11. These minor things have a way of coming back to haunt you. My gosh. 5. We're in it with a chance. If they don't have a kill spell, I think we win. Because we can just attack in with this goblin next turn, and they have to either block it and take 1. Okay, that doesn't do it. They're digging. Spell Snare was useless. That's good. Always happy to see that. Come on, deck. Wow, we're actually on the precipice of victory here. If they have Swat Away, they have Swat Away. Yep, they have Swat Away. Gosh, darn it! Oh no, they don't! Oh my gosh! Oh, yes! We won! My pessimism was not justified. Gosh, darn it. They drew so badly. Oh my gosh. We drew 1, 2... We kept like a 3 spell. We had like 2 of these and this guy in our opener. And we drew 1, 2, 3, 4 spells the entire game. I mean, I guess they just couldn't beat a flyer. What the heck was that? I really thought there was no chance we ever won that. Oh, man. Imagine if Spell Snare was a real card. Oh, man. What a win. The 1 point of damage almost was almost super relevant, but wow. I can't believe we won. We got the trophy. Yes! Paul Cheon helps me win trophy. Feels good. The goblins rise again. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Getting a little bit of a trophy here. If you made it to the end of this video, I mean, what else can we say about this deck? I think Gut Splitter Gang maybe wasn't the best, and we did sideboard in this requiting Hex quite a bit. But I feel like the games were pretty interesting. A lot of fun playing out these kind of like engines with the Curse Crafter, Tarfire, and Mischief to give you like some inevitability once you've like flooded the board with anti-tokens. The Brambleback Brutes plus Gluttons or Hovel Hurlers plus Gluttons was a great combo. Eclipsed Boggart, fantastic. Emptiness, fantastic. I mean, getting the trophy just feels really, really sweet. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it to the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag Cheon wins, because Paul Cheon helped us get a sweet, sweet trophy. So hashtag Cheon wins to let me know you made it to the end of this video. Definitely check out Paul's stuff. He's a great drafter, a great player, and it's always great having him on. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you next time.